Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our intergenerational service. So glad to see everybody. I hope you all had a wonderful break. The ringing of the kansho signifies the start of the service. Please sit quietly. Please rise for the meditation, followed by the chanting of the Vandana Ti-Sarana by the congregation, both in Pali and English. The words can be found in the brown Praises of the Buddha book on page 165. Please be seated. Please turn to the Sutra Gassho with Amida, which is found on page 14 of the purple supplemental service book.
My life.
please rise and turn to page 4 in the red service book for the recitation of Creed number 2. Casting off the self-power of mind of the various practices and disciplines, we entrust ourselves single-mindedly to Amida Gatha to save us in regard to the one great matter of birth. With one thought moment of entrusting, we know that we are saved and that our earth is settled. After this, we say the name in joy and gratitude, repaying the Buddha's graciousness. We acknowledge gratefully that we are able to hear and understand his teaching because of the benevolence of our Master have appeared in this world and of the successors in the transmission, the good teacher whose words are not shadow. Beyond this, we will observe the established rules of conduct throughout our lives.
Namo Amida. Namo.
Please continue to stand for the Gatha, Arigatai, on page 15 in the purple service book. Please be seated. Our Dharma talk today will be from our temple member, Mrs. Shirley Yanagisawa. Shirley.
Good morning. I'm so glad to see all of you again after our break. As you can see, I'm wearing a new Monto Shikisho. I would like to share an article that was in the Honpa Hongwanji Mission Hawaii publication in the September 2022 issue before I start my Dharma talk. And I'd like to read what it said. The Shikisho is a simplified version of the traditional formal wear modeled after a minister's wagisao, whatever as Reverend Bert is wearing. The overall size has been reduced. As you see, it's shorter. If you look at Reverend's and you look at mine, you'll notice that this is shorter. And it has a very decorative cord. And it says members are encouraged to wear the shikisho whenever participating in services or other Buddhist observances. Quote from the Jodo Shinshu, a guide by Hongwanji, Jodo Shinshu Hongwanji-ha. The Honzan in Japan released a newly designed motoshiki show in commemoration of the 850th anniversary of the birth of Shinwan Shonin and the 800th anniversary of the establishment of the Jodo Shinshu teaching of elegant gold color and azuki bean color. Its pattern consists of pine needles woven with a ginkgo leaf-shaped silhouette. The pine needle design represents the birth of Shinwan Shonin, Matsuwaka, which is composed of 2 Chinese characters for pine and young. The ginkgo leaf pattern is associated with a ginkgo tree that stands on the Inada Gobo temple grounds, where Shinwan Shonin is believed to have written his life work, Kyogo Shinsho. The continuous design of the background pattern expresses the bonds of connection between Nembutsu followers through the ages embraced by Shinwan Shonin's Nembutsu path. And if you would like to have one, you can get it at the Honpa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii bookstore. Okay. In one of his Dharma talks, Reverend Bert Sumikawa reminded us that life is a most precious gift today and our most precious treasure. The Buddha Dharma helps us find the true value of our lives. We should put more effort for a better and more meaningful life. He quoted Reverend Fumiyake Usuki of the West LA Buddhist Temple. We can't help others if we don't help ourselves first. We also need to find compassion for ourselves before we can do for others. Interesting, isn't it? As Saint Shinran wrote, we should have loving kindness and that we are all interconnected and interdependent, whether we are humans, animals, plants, water, our earth, and more. For example, food that we eat. Think of a food that you like. A candy, ice cream, vegetables, fruits, cookies, and so forth. Did you ever what steps there are to create the ice cream that you enjoy? Fruits are one of the things I enjoy. I would like to think, where did the seeds come from? Who planted, watered, raised the fruits? What did the people do to prepare the fruits and sell them to the market? Who helped them to do all of this? Who were the people who sold them to the customers? Those who put the fruits on display, answered any questions of the customers. The cashiers, those who may put the fruits in the bags, those who deliver items for people who order and have their fruits delivered to their home. All of this shows how I and other people are dependent upon others and how everything is interconnected. At the end of our life service, we say the words of thanksgiving that can be found on page 126 of the red Jodo Shinshu service book. And it goes like this, if you've forgotten. We are grateful for this wonderful food, a gift of life. May we share its benefits with all beings. As we partake of this food, let us remember Amida Buddha's compassion, which surrounds all people and all forms of life. Namo Amida Butsu. Itadakimasu. We gratefully receive. This means that we are grateful for all those humans, plants, animals, and everything else that made it possible for us to enjoy the meal. We recite this before we go to enjoy the refreshments made by our temple members. That is a lot that happens before we can enjoy the food, isn't it? Also, you can think of people we rely on for clothes, the machines we use, the cars and trucks, the mechanics who fix them as needed, and the doctors who help us with the health of our bodies, the nurses, therapists, and so forth. Then we have ministers, priests, rabbis, etc., help us to learn about life, to see things as they really are and not how we think it is to enjoy life. Be grateful, compassionate, to respect others and bring peace for everyone. Yes, the Buddha Dharma teaches us the many areas of life so that we can live our lives to the fullest with gratitude, compassion, and how we are all interconnected and interdependent. In the September issue of the Kailua, or the Calling Voice in parentheses, the official publication of the Honpa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii, there was an article about the 65th Junior YBA Convention, and I'd like to end with that. The theme was inspired by the popular anime Pokemon. How many of you heard about Pokemon? Okay, all right. And it says, there was an article about the 65, and their theme was, Amida, I choose you. How many of you read this publication in this? Okay, all right, quite a few of you did. Very good. For those who have not read it, I will share it with part of it with you. The theme was inspired by the popular anime Pokemon. The meaning of this theme is to never-ending love, kindness, and warmth from the teachings of Amida Buddha. The teachings of Amida Buddha relating to patience, kind words, and treating all living things with love and kindness has led us to all of us choosing Amida Buddha to be our guiding light, as well as follow along as a link in the golden chain, said Manami Alspech and Sarah Igawa, convention co-chairs. And Kirin Maesaka, the 2021 to 2022 United of Hawaii president, also had an insightful perspective. Says, the story of Pokemon revolves around the improvement of oneself and those around you. Just as one uses their Pokemon to battle the forces of evil, we must use the Dharma to combat ignorance. And I think that is a great lesson that we learned from the Junior YBA at the convention, Joy, Senior Advisor. So think about all of this, how we are really truly interconnected, interrelated, and how we can thank all of the people and live our life to the fullest in peace and compassion. Thank you very much for listening. Namo.
Thank you, Shirley, for that wonderful talk. I think it's a nice reminder to remember that even in the most mundane thing, like a bag of chips, how interconnected we are to that mundane bag of chips and how much work goes into making that bag of chips that we enjoy. So thank you for that. Please rise for the Gatha, Wondrous Gift of Peace, found on page 176 of the Brown Praises of the Buddha book. Once you're done, please continue to stand for the Nembutsu, which is also on the Brown Service book in page 107. Please be seated. And now for announcements with Prudence.
Still here yet? When are you leaving?
Good morning and welcome back. Thank you, Miles. Didn't you do a good job? Yes. Oh, hang on a minute here. Things are falling. There's a lot that went on in August. The board kept meeting and we did all kinds of things. But first of all, what I would like to announce is our Reverend Birth will be leaving us at the end of this year. The bishop has assigned him other duties elsewhere. And secondly, the bishop has also assigned Reverend Barbara Brennan to replace Reverend Burt starting November 1st. So there will be a 2-month overlap with Reverend Burt. So we'll be so lucky to have 2 reverends helping us, okay? And Reverend Brennan is with us today. She's seated back there, so you'll get to know her. She might be coming and joining us for the next week, but she officially will start with us in November. Okay? And I'll let Bert explain where he's going and what he's going to be doing. Let's see. What else did we do in August? 21 of us went to visit Higashi Hongwanji. And the one thing that we picked up from there was that program that you picked up as you came in or was handed to you. It was interesting because sometimes, I guess because of my old age, I can't hear if I'm way in the back. And if the MC goes over the page numbers really fast, then I'm wondering where it is. So when we got to Higashi, they handed us these little programs, and we thought we'd try it out. So we're going to see how it goes. If you like it, we'll continue. The only thing is that please take it and throw it in the trash as you leave, okay? So it doesn't get stuck in the pockets. Thank you, Shirley, for your talk. It's a good reminder that we're very interconnected. Lisa and her team is providing us refreshments, and thank you, Joy, for doing the piano, and Alan for serving as our greeter. Now, there's a lot of educational offerings that has been announced to us, but rather than reading it out, I put all of the flyers up on the bulletin board. So the bulletin board is filled with flyers, so please take a look at it. There's some good educational offerings coming up. Let's see. What else do we have? Next week, Reverend Birth is speaking elsewhere. He's so popular, you know. So fortunately, we have our minister's lay assistant. So Dennis will be conducting a service next week. Let's see. Okay. I'll have Cynthia come up and do some of these other things that we have on First Sunday, such as birthdays. But because today's First Sunday and it's the month for International Peace Day, you know, every September, I think, we make birds, yeah. We make paper birds. And so I kind of ran out of ideas of what kind of birds we're going to make. And I found this that said, this is a dove. Now, does it kind of look like a turkey? We can make this in brown for November. We'll hang turkeys up. Yeah. But it said it was a dove. So anyway, those of you that want to do this, we can make those, and I have a branch in the back there. We'll hang it on the branch and we'll move it out into the lobby area. Now, the other hand, where's my, I found this one. It's not a dove, but it's kind of cute, you know, because it's a flapping bird. Isn't that cute? But it's a little too hard for the younger ones to do because there's too many folds. But if anybody wants to learn it, I'll teach you how to do this as well. Okay? So we can make a turkey dove, or we can make a flapping bird. So that's going to be what we're going to be doing this after this. So where did Cynthia go? Cynthia's, oh, there she is.
Sorry, Prudence, can I just,
sure.
So the young man that Shirley mentioned in the article, Kirin Maisaka, he is just started at University of San Francisco. A very insightful guy. He's actually also a pianist at Kilo Betsuen. But he's going to be on a panel. I think Gerald will have more information soon on it. Next month, October. Next month, October 23rd, it's going to be the next Nembutsu seminar. And so they're still planning it, but there's going to be a panel of kind of young people, and he's the youngest member. So if you do get to read that article, please do, because the bishop and his staff work super hard on that newspaper. And you're interested in hearing from young people, stay tuned for that Nembutsu seminar in October.
Okay.
Good morning. Okay, Prudence had all the serious stuff. I have all the fun stuff. Okay. Anyway, just a reminder, next week Sunday is bingo. So don't forget to come back, okay? Okay. Now the other thing is we're going to be celebrating birthdays today. And since we didn't have a service last month, we're going to celebrate August and September birthdays. So for those of you who had a birthday in August, please stand. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Roy is coming around. He'll provide you with a lei. And please remain standing. Yep. And Joy? Joy, huh? Yeah, Joy.
I'm one day younger than Neil.
Oh. And Ryan? Yeah, Ryan. Okay, thanks, Roy. And so please remain standing. So those of you who were born in the month of September, please stand. Oh, only Roy. Yeah? Oh, okay, okay. So, okay, please remain standing. Okay, we're going to sing happy birthday, okay? Not a cappella. We have music. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear everyone. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Thank you.
Okay, before we go for refreshments, as Shirley mentioned, we will do words of thanksgiving. It's in your red book if you haven't memorized it yet, on page 126. We are truly grateful for this wonderful food, a gift of life. May we
share its benefits with
all beings. As we partake of this food, let us remember Amida Buddhist compassion, which surrounds all people and all forms of life. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you, and we shall see you all next week. And those of you that want to make turkey doves or flapping birds, I'll meet you back there.